Okay, just a quick follow up on the Hershall Creachbaum case here in Dayton, Ohio. 7 years old, autistic. He had been reported missing for 2 weeks. Then they found his body in plastic bags under a bridge on McClure Street in Dayton. I did an initial report on that from the memorial, and I'm keeping up close to this. Uh, right now, we have some of the calls from CPS that shows that they tried many times to get some action taken on the house at 409 Xenia Avenue in Dayton, and they weren't able to. Let's see what we got here.
We have new developments at 5 in the death of 7-year-old Hershall Creachbaum. Now, we got a hold of new 911 calls from Hershall School detailing pleas for help and requests for welfare checks. News Center 7's Mike Campbell is live in Dayton at one of the memorials for Hershall Creachbaum. Mike, these calls from the school, they go all the way back to April.
That's right, Gabrielle. Now, this is the McClure Street Bridge over Route 35, and this is where the community poured out all the tributes for the 7-year-old boy after his death. The bridge is also just a couple blocks from the home where he stayed before his death and from the school where concerned employees tried apparently many times to get help for the defenseless little boy.
Regional dispatch.
Why are we doing a road check on them? So their guardian left them in the care of their bio mother, and there's just signs of neglect.
That caller asked dispatchers to send police to this house to check on 7-year-old Hershall Creachbaum and his 11-year-old sister. The caller reported previous bruising on Hershall, and
The 11-year-old has said that they are often without food. I've called it into CPS multiple times, and they today asked me to do a well check with the police department.
we learned a different Ruskin employee called in after school the very next day.
Like, the mom seemed like she was okay today at dismissal, which is the only reason I let them leave. But the boyfriend or whatever, he tried to pick them up, and he was clearly intoxicated.
Both callers told dispatchers they were frustrated with Children's Services.
I contacted Children's Services to try to help us. They said they would not help us unless we sent a wellness check for them.
Like, it's caught up in between counties because his guardian lives in Clark County.
We reached out to Children's Services about these new accusations from school employees, but Hershall Creachbaum's cousin, who served as his aunt, spoke with us 5 days ago about her frustration.
But you're just getting a mask. You're not really seeing what's going on, and you're letting it go, and you're walking away. And how many kids are going to continue to die because you're not actually pushing to do the job you were given? Back live here, we've reached out to Montgomery County Children's Services more than a half dozen times in the last few weeks, asking them about this case, and have never been told anything other than they cannot confirm or deny the existence of an investigation. I reached out again today about these new calls and accusations, and we will let you know if we hear anything. Reporting live in Dayton, Mike Campbell, News Center 7.
All right.
So they're approaching this case really slowly about the 7-year-old Hershall Creachbaum. There's two different counties that are involved in Children's Services. One is out of Springfield, Clark County, and Montgomery County, which is here in Dayton, and they're kind of bouncing off of each other as far as how they want to proceed with this. Right now, the mother and the boyfriend, Michael Kendricks, and are in the county jail, but they're not charged with murder yet. Waiting for a autopsy to come back. At this point, Kendrick he submitted a motion to have records sealed, the physical punitive remains of the alleged victim, Hershall Creachbaum, preserved by the coroner's office of the state agency, and not be released for burial, cremation, or any other the further of the court. The state has indicted that the said remains were initially examined by preliminary. He's trying to get the records sealed, and he's trying to seal the documents, restrict access to the public. Next, he'll file for a change of venue, stating that he can't possibly get a fair trial here in Dayton. If that happens, they're likely to move it to Cincinnati or Columbus.
I'm Caitlin Herman at Dayton Municipal Court, one of two people facing charges in connection to the death of 7-year-old Hershall Creachbaum, appearing in court for the first time this afternoon. 39-year-old Michael Kendrick appeared virtually from the Montgomery County Jail. He was arrested in connection to the death of Hershall Creachbaum, a 7-year-old nonverbal autistic boy from Dayton. Kendrick is facing 3 counts of tampering with evidence, all third-degree felonies. He is also charged with 1 count of gross abuse of a corpse, a 5th-degree felony. Based on the severity of the charges, Judge Brandon McLean set Kendrick's bond at $2 million, plus electronic home detention. Ashley Johnson, Creachbaum's biological mother, is also in the Montgomery County Jail. She's facing 1 count of obstructing justice and 1 count of failure to report a crime. She has a previous misdemeanor theft charge. Johnson is scheduled to make her first appearance in court Wednesday afternoon. Creachbaum's great-aunt and grandmother were in the courtroom Tuesday. Here's what they think needs to happen for justice to be served.
They both need to be sent to prison. They need the death penalty. They need to happen. What they did to my great-nephew is what should happen to them. That's how I feel.
I don't feel he should have nobody.
They get to breathe and he doesn't. They get to eat and he doesn't. They're being taken care of by the state and we're burying.
There's some controversy involving this lady here. Her name is Missy. Herschel's grandmother. They say that there's some drug addictions there going on. She was in a car accident. She claims that's why that her voice is like that, but some people in the family say that her voice is like that because she takes too many drugs.
Kendrick does have an extensive criminal history, including felonies for aggravated arson, theft, and having weapons while under disability. He also has previous misdemeanors of unauthorized use of a motor vehicle and aggravated trespassing. His preliminary hearing is scheduled for July 22nd at 3:30 p.m. And as the investigation continues, Creachbaum's family and friends are finding ways to remember him. The McClure Street Bridge has been decorated with balloons and stuffed animals. A vigil is scheduled for Friday, July 18th at 3 p.m. at Creachbaum's school. Creachbaum was a student at Ruskin Elementary in the Dayton public school system. Superintendent Dr. David Lawrence sent us this statement saying in part, quote, Hershall was a valued member of both the Ruskin family and the broader Dayton Public Schools community. He will be greatly missed by students, staff, and all who knew him. We extend our heartfelt condolences to the student's family and friends during this incredibly difficult time.
They had a court date this morning. Just followed through. And a hearing on the tampering of evidence and the abuse of a corpse. So far, the charge has been cleared on the murder and the felonious assault, and they're waiting on the autopsy. So these charges are going to upgrade for this guy. They're just taking their time with it, and they're making sure to get all the information they can so they can secure a conviction on this guy. I think they're going to try for a change in venue too. But he was the one that was, caretaking Hershall. I understand that the mother was in the hospital for a surgery at one point, and he just told her that he died. And he moved his body from 2 different locations that I know of here in Dayton. That's the abuse of the corpse part. Let's see the mother here, Ashley. I don't think that I think she's going to get it for failure to report a death. And they cleared that already. She got released on the 48-hour rule for that one, but she's only held for obstructing justice with a $250,000 bond. See, and Kendrick's is $2 million, so his bond is high, as if he was charged with murder. So, I'm watching this case very close, and I'll bring updates as I can.